Hello friends, we're going to do a language lesson today. We're going to be doing some letter sounds that you might already know. If you're an older friend in primary, you already know these letter sounds, but this would be good review for you. If you're learning letters, this is where we begin. So this is the beginning letter sounds where we really talk about what it's like when a letter makes a sound rather than talking about the letter name. So the first thing I want you to do is get yourself a tray. I like to use a bigger tray and then a paper plate inside the tray. And inside my paper plate, I have sand. But you might not have sand at your house. I like to go to the beach and I always bring home sand, just a little bit, so I can kind of pretend I'm at the beach every now and then. And you're welcome to use sand or rice, flour, anything that you can write in. If you see like this, I can write in this. So be thinking about that. Ask your mom or dad, raw rice that has not been cooked, or sand or flour, salt, sugar, anything like that you can use. So get yourself a tray, paper plate, sand, and you can pause the video and then come back and you'll be ready to do this lesson. Okay. The first thing we're going to do is talk about these lowercase cursive letter sounds. That's how we start in our primary class. We start working with the lowercase cursive letters. And that's how we're going to begin to know all the letter sounds. And then once we know those, we're well on our way to reading. So we'll start, and I'm going to say the letter sound first. I'm not going to say the name, so even though you know this is A, we're not going to even say the name. Everybody's got a name. My name's Lisa, and you have a name. And all these letters, all 26 of them have a name. But we're not even going to talk about their name. We're going to talk about their letter sound. So I'll say the sound, and then right after that, you'll say the sound. I won't be able to hear you, but that's okay. I'll pretend like I can hear you. All right? Ready? Here we go. A. A. B, b, k, k, d, d, e, e, g, g. I, I, j, j. The other k, k, k. L, l. Mm, mm, n. Ah, ah. P, p. Qu, qu. R, 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 r. S, s. T, t. A, a, a. V, v. W, w. X, x. Y, y. Z, z. Good job. I know you did a great job with that. I could almost hear you. Okay. You may have noticed that I did some of the motions with some of those sounds. Those were the vowel sounds. So they go like this. A, ah, ah, eh, I, and There are 5 vowel sounds. So we're going to go over them on these yellow cards. And if you remember the motions, you can do them too. If you don't remember, you just watch me and you'll know. Remember, ah is the one where, like, the doctor's looking down your throat and you say ah really loud, and you go around your mouth like this. Ah, ah. Ah, ah. I. It's the one with the dot on top. Eh. Very good. Those are the vowel sounds, and we'll be going over those more as time goes on. Okay, if you're learning letter sounds, there are some letters that we're going to begin with. And one of them is A. We're going to teach you all 26 of those letter sounds, but we're going to start with just a few to begin with today. K, k. Ah, ah. And one more. D, D. Those are the 4 letters that we're going to start with. So if you're new at learning how to read and learning all your letter sounds, then these are the ones that you're going to focus on to begin with. So again, it's D, K, A, and Ah. Ah. And A. Okay. I'm going to read you a little bit of a couple sentences, like a little bit of a story. And I want you to listen to see if you know what the sounds are that you hear over and over again in the sentence. So listen to this one and see if you can figure out what it is. Be listening, because I'm going to say a sound over and over again and see if you know what it is. Cal cooks carrots. Crispy, crunchy cookies can crumble. Now, which one of those letter sounds did you hear over and over again in that couple of sentences? Let me say it again so you can hear. Cal cooks carrots. Crispy, crunchy cookies can crumble. Are you thinking about what letter sound you're hearing over and over again in that? I'm going to write it down and see if you know. Okay, did you figure it out? Were you thinking about K? If you were thinking about K, you got it right. K is also for cat. And camera, and clock, and carrot, and cookie, all of those have K. Good job. Okay, the next one we're going to work on is this little story with a couple of sentences. Augie, octopus, ogles, olives. Have you ever heard that before? Augie, octopus, ogles, olives. Are you thinking about which letter sound you're hearing over and over again? Are you thinking about which one it could be? Which one did I say over and over again? Augie, octopus, ogles, olives. I'm going to write it down and see if you know what it is. Be thinking about what letter sound you think that is. Were you thinking about this? Ah. Augie, octopus, ogles, olives. All the ah sound. And I should have shown you my K one. I didn't get a chance to do that. Remember the K? Cal cooks carrots. Crispy, crunchy cookies can crumble. If you're a 5-year-old, you can always pause and write that yourself. Practice those k sounds. So far we've done k and ah. All right, here comes another one. Listen and see if you can figure out the sound. Here we go. Alice and Abby admired Andrew's apples. Alice and Abby admired Andrew's apples. So be thinking, what letter sound did I say over and over again? Alice and Abby admired Andrew's apples. I'm going to write the letter. Is that the letter you were thinking about? Ah. Let's look at it again. Alice and Abby admired Andrew's apples. Ah. Good job. All right, we have one more that we're going to do. Okay, be listening to see if you can figure out what letter sound am I saying over and over again. Here we go. Dan did dig. Dragons deftly dig deep ditches. I keep saying that letter sound over and over again in that couple of sentences. Listen again and see if you can figure it out. Dan did dig. Dragons deftly dig deep ditches. Okay, I'm going to write it and see if you know what it is. If this was the letter sound you were thinking about. Were you thinking about D? If you were, you got it exactly right. Let's look at that cursive writing couple of sentences. D. Dan did dig. Dragons deftly. Oh, excuse me. Dan did dig. Dragons deftly dig deep ditches. D. Good job. All right, so now get your sand tray. And I want you to try. We'll begin with just the k sound, okay? So take a look at it. If we had sandpaper letters, which I do not have at home, I would say to you, please run your fingers up and around and say the sound k. If you want to write this or have mom or dad write it for you, you can do that even on here, even though you don't have any sandpaper letters. All right, here we go. K. 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 All right, now take your finger in your sand and give it a try. I'm going to do it so that you can see me. Okay, here I go. K. And then you shake it a little bit. You stay inside your tray so you don't spill your sand. K. Did you get to do it? Good job. All right, that one's a pretty easy one. I think we're also going to try ah, which is a little bit harder, but you can give it a try. Okay, so take your ah letter, and it's a lot like ka. You go up and back around, just like ka. Go around, that would be ka. Let me do it this way, it'd be easier to see. This way. K. But you're going to make ah. So up and around, straight up and down. All right, and then try it in your sand tray. Up and around, and that kind of looks like a ka right there. And you just go up and down and turn it into an ah. Let's see if we can do it. K. But then you turn it into an ah, like that. Ah. Let's do it again. You really should practice ka quite a few times before you try to do ah. So I'm going to do ka. Good. turn. After I've gotten really, really good at k, I'm going to try a. If you can do it, that's great. All right, and then we're going to do this one is easy breezy. You shouldn't have any trouble doing ah. So you start here, and you go up, back, and around, and say ah. Try it again. Ah. All right, let's try it in the sand tray. Do practice k and ah a few times, and then work on ah. So we start here. It looks like a k, but we're going to close it up and make ah. And try again. Ah. And one more time. Ah. Now, if you are super good at those 3 letters and you want to try d, it's a little hard, but you could do it. You could give it a try after a while. All right, so again, we kind of start with the k sound when we do da also. So we make this like a k and straight up and down for da. So let's try it. Let me show you how to do it with as if you had a sandpaper letter. So you go up and around, and then you go straight up and down. Let's try it again. D. D. All right, and then we'll do it in the sand tray. Here we go. Doesn't that look like ka? But we're really making da. Straight up and down. Let's do it one more time. Da. Good job. All right. That's our lesson for today in language. I hope you liked it. Watch it again and you can practice those letter sounds. We'll be coming back and doing all of those letter sounds that we did from A to Z. We'll be practicing those again. And while we're away and I don't see you, practice these letters that we just worked on today. So, k, ah. Oops, I got it upside down. Ah. 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 And d. D. Let me show you some pictures too. I bet you were thinking about what starts with these letter sounds. D. D for dog. This one is a little tricky. I'm not crazy about this picture. So I would say ah, whoops, ah for alligator. But the picture that they gave me, armadillo. Kind of hard to say that ah sound with armadillo. Otter, you know that one. Ah, ah for otter. And k for cat. I bet you could think of some other letters that start with those sounds, so be thinking about it. K for cat, and carrot, and cauliflower, and cousin, and Caroline, and Catherine, and cucumber. Ah for otter, and olive, and octopus, and octagon, and October, and Ollie, and Oliver, and Oscar. Ah. Ah for alligator, and apple, and actually, and Allison, and Ansley, and apricot, and act. Ah. D for dog, and dinosaur and Daniel and donut and doctor and Deborah and Denise and doll and did I say donut? I know we love donut. All right, so work on those letters and I will see you soon.